Tagah, one of the most ferocious, scariest airbenders in the whole series. If you ain't watched the movie at this point, I don't care, you're gonna get spoiled. Click off the video. But we also finally got our confirmation that Tagah is coming to Avatar Legends, the fighting game. And I think that's super hype. You know how many times I've been wanting like movie characters and like anime games, heck, even fighting games relating to whatever's happening right now in the world and movies. So seeing a studio lock in and do cross promotion for the movie and the state of the game is pretty dope to me. It got me thinking, how would Tagah play in Avatar Legends, the fighting game? From this movie alone, he got hella moves we can use. He got multiple transformations in the movie. And he is probably one of the most unique airbenders we will ever see in this game, in my honest opinion. Like, I know they wanted to add Tenzin, but I don't really see Tenzin doing so much differently outside of Aang and other airbenders they could possibly add. But Tagah changes it up completely. So before we start the video, tell me how you guys will feel about Tagah in Avatar Legends, the fighting game. I also want to know how and when you guys will finally hit the subscribe button and like the video. And also, I think if you want to know how Tagah plays in more detail outside of the video, you guys should follow my Twitch right now. I'm on the road to partner on Twitch, so I would love if you guys all come out and support. Let's get it out the way. Who is Tagah's support going to be? Or Taga? But Tagah sound got more aura to me, okay? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but just know I say it both ways.
Where is she? Where is Avatar Sonam?
Okay, easily the first one is gonna be Sonam. If you watch the movie, you understand there's a lot of context between those two characters and from the past, even before Aang. And in Avatar Legends, your support or your variation doesn't mean the character has to be good or evil, or there's no rule to who it can necessarily just be. It can simply be a character that you connected with through the story or the narrative or even the plot of Avatar The Last Airbender or The Legend of Korra. Prime example for this is Avatar Aang. Avatar State Aang in the games, he a crash out, but you know one of the closest characters that helped keep the Avatar State Aang version under wraps was Katara. And yeah, in the movie, Sonam and Taga was pretty much mortal enemies at a point. I do think that would be the first variation that's easy to think of. The next variation just makes sense to me, where it could just be Aang. In the movie, Aang was glazing the fuck out of Tagah once he found out he can airbend past things that he didn't know about. And I can see them just giving Tagah better airbending because he's with Aang. And I instantly already think he's gonna do something with better flow gauge or better movement speed and flow, something like that. But now you're probably wondering who I think the last variation might be. And if the Avatar devs knew ball, they would do this. This would be funny as hell. Make Toph the last support for Taga in Avatar Legends. Toph was down bad that whole fucking movie. Rightfully so, I get it.
Very attractive. Huh?
Before, even when things was getting skeptical, Toph was the only one glazing with Aang, if anybody. But also in Taga's way, because of his time period in the movie, he was ready to destroy Toph on first appearance, and that was because of the history with the Earthbenders back in his time. The Earthbenders back in the day was the Fire Day. You see how the cycle changes constantly in Avatar? That's so fucking sick, by the way. Like, it ain't just always one person's evil and one person's bad. There's generations of shit happens in Avatar, and I think that's the beautiful part of the series. So to reiterate, I think it would just make sense to be Sonam, Aang, and it'd be funny as hell to be Toph. Another maybe potential slot or something like that, and this could change how his moveset worked completely, but he didn't really work with them all the way to the end of the movie, would be the Denied. I think that name's super sick, by the way, because it's like, damn, we're the Denied, you're trash, we're locking in. Now this is the hard part of the video, because he has so many different options and so many design choices they could take with this character. So what would Taga's moves be? Well, I based it off the main airbender of the game, Aang, and seeing how many moves he had in his command list to see if I can match it up in some kind of ways for Tagah. Generally, every character in Avatar Legends has 4 base flow moves with options coming out of it. I also won't be going over like move variations like, oh, if I do air scooter with A and B and C, I ain't doing all that. Average, Aang had 4 flow moves, so I'm using that for Tagah. You know those things in Moana where they on the water and they just moving like this, or like, I don't know what it's called, but y'all know what I'm talking about, okay? I think that's what his flow is going to be. He's going to be able to do it and move in different directions and move around. Like how they were fighting the tornadoes in the air when they first taught Aang about avatars and airbenders working. When Tagah first taught Aang about airbenders working together through the skies, that little sail flying thing, boat thing, I don't know what it's called. That's what his flow is going to be. Now let's talk about some of Tagah's special moves. He has a lot of options in this game and a lot of different variety that can be translated into fighting game movesets, which is hype. First and foremost, you're probably thinking about the air pistol, air thing he has. The special beam cannon with the wrist. I think that move has the potential to be like a light version, like a regular 2-3-6 attack, a Hadoken. But I think he might actually have another version of it that I'll mention later in this video. One thing that was really interesting about Tagah in the movie was how strong his airbending presence was. Especially when it comes to destroying the Zuko ship that happened in the movie. I think that might be some type of move. It might have a slow startup or something like that, or it could potentially be a crazy ass command grab. In my head, I'm thinking Vegeta's dirty fireworks from like Dragon Ball Fighters or something like that. He's probably gonna have in the future. It's definitely gonna come from the gang versus Tagah. He got so many different airbending moves and just big powerhouse pushing attacks that other avatars or airbenders haven't seen in the series since this movie came out. Now let's talk about Tagah's supers right quick before I forget. Tagah has a multiple plethora of opportunities to have multiple supers in this game. Number one, when he fought Aang in the avatar state and he sniped him out that shit, if that's not a super, you're selling. Gameplay International Group, y'all are selling. Y'all are crazy, lock in. But then there's something that could kind of change this whole list to being right and wrong in an instant. We got to pull this down because there's a lot to talk about. We don't even need this at this point. Tagah with Sonam's staff would be the craziest thing they can add to this game. Reason why I say this is because there are installs or, activations in the game that let you transform mid gameplay, even if they're pseudo. Korra just goes into avatar state if you have 4 chakra orbs and then you pop it. So what if some way he gets that move completely added into his moveset? What if he gets a staff? This whole different video could be 30 minutes, but I'm not gonna do that to you guys. Literally, Taga with Sonam's staff is just Z or Super Broly. I don't think I gotta explain the moveset in that many ways for y'all to understand what he could potentially do. In the show, it's not like an install that runs out after some amount of time, but they would probably do it for balancing reasons. But the only way you lose the power of that staff at that point once you get it is if you get your ass beat too much like Aang did to him. Funny enough, that was so bad for Aang, he had to erase that nigga. He had kai'd him and made him disappear at the end of that movie. That's aura, I'm sorry. Or Avatar Legends could just do the thing, it'll still be cool to me because I just like seeing it, and make his level 7 ultimate something with Sonam's staff. Like an all-out attack, him going crazy and popping off. That's it. But that being said, this is the Tagah moveset prediction breakdowns and just speculation on how my boy would play in the damn game, okay? I think that's hype. If you guys would like me to do this for like upcoming DLC characters such as Bolin, Ling Beifong, Ty Lee, even Iroh, we got a lot of source material that I can go over in more detail than just a 90-minute movie. So make sure I hit the like button and sub up down below. And once again, make sure y'all follow me on all my platforms in the description down below. Just take 2 seconds, come keep up with your boy. And I'm doing a Marvel Token giveaway, so don't miss out. Just letting y'all know, don't miss out on my Twitter and my Twitch. But yeah, I'm so excited about Avatar Legends of Fighting Game. For me, this is like a dream come true. I know it's not a perfect launch, but it's still been fun despite the game issues. That's how good the gameplay is. People are still playing it. And I'm gonna still be playing it too with Marvel Token and 2XKO right now. Remember, you guys are golden and Nad is raw. Now, it's time to get ready for the 7 Havens. That's what I need to add to the game. A little girl from a new Avatar. Ooh, that's gonna be fire. I'm out.